So hello and welcome then to part 3 of the stream tonight. Issues after issues. Now, please say hello, Eagle.
Hello, everybody.
Whoa, we've got audio. Say hello, Jay.
Hey up, guys.
Oh, look at that. Stream health is good. We've got audio. Everyone's visible. Boxes aren't popping out of shape. It was a complete sort of like prototype OBS dealio tonight with Skype, and it has literally kicked me in the balls, right? So I can't help but have a giggle. I was stressing out a little bit, but Eagle VPs give me, a little pep talk, and we're going to continue, okay? So, Eagle VP, how much experience do you have with OBS?
Yeah, we are, aren't we?
Eagle, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Oh, God. Yeah. How much experience do you have with OBS, Eagle?
A couple of months more than you, I would think. And because I wanted to do my Time with Gramps interviews through Skype on OBS, that's why I've been mucking about. Yeah. But I still haven't been satisfied with it until today. And mine were all right, but I didn't have all the writing at the bottom. I didn't have more than one on the stream. So until I try 2 or 3 with me on the stream, I might have the same issues as you, Steve. So, I'll get it sorted out like you. I'm not going to let it rest. I will look at it.
You used me as a guinea pig, Eagle VP. I won't forget that.
Yes, I do. Yes, you are right there. I did use you as a guinea pig. Hello, Basper. Yeah. So, if you can all share this stream again, because
I can assure you there'll be no more issues bar a power cut, right?
Are you sure on that, Steve?
I'm not 100% sure, but got to keep the confidence level high. Okay, yeah. So we're on part 3 of the stream tonight. Really sorry about the technical difficulties. I'm hoping that won't happen again. Fingers crossed. All should be working now, and it does seem to be working okay. Yep, yeah. Jeanette Pickering, all good.
Hello.
I beat you to it, Eagle. I'm sorry, mate. I've beat you to it. Jeanette Pickering's my friend now as well. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I've got an itchy nose here, Steve, as you can see. And anyway,
okay.
Talking to you up till 6 o'clock this morning. Boosted up there was Jeanette. Him and Kev were at it till 6 o'clock this morning.
Well, that's it, isn't it? You get together with friends, you have a good night, you have a successful time with Gramps on OBS, and you think, right, I'll try a couple of new bits tomorrow night, and it just completely backfires.
Yeah, I think you should stick to Hangouts, and I'll try the Skype and OBS. And when I've got it right.
Yeah, all right, if you insist. I'm going to get ripped about this for a while. Eagle VP's going to lord it over me, but it's all good. Okay. Please say hello, Jay. Just remind us that you're still there, because Eagle VP's
I'm still here.
Eagle VP's hogging your airtime, mate. So shame on him, right?
I'm trying to work
right, the stream quality now looks extremely good. I hope it's working fine. Please hit the chat. Just let me know it's all working fine. Stream health on OBS is good. Stream health on YouTube's good. Right, it should all be really good. Okay.
No, it isn't. Your picture isn't that good. I don't know what camera you're using. It's not your best one. You look great. You look very grainy.
I look very grainy.
And I can hear an echo.
I can't hear an echo.
Yeah, I can.
Is it from your tablet?
No, tablet's off.
Oh.
And I've got the headphones on. But I can hear an echo in my earphones. Oh, look, I'm just turning the sound down a bit to 50.
Yeah, there shouldn't be an echo, mate. To be fair.
Yeah, that's better. It's because I had the computer up, the speakers up to 90%.
Oh, good. Good.
I still got an echo though, but not so distinct.
Okay, so I was basically out Christmas shopping earlier. Eagle VP rings me up. He goes, "Oh, I found a way to do this Skype thingy on OBS, you know, and we was just testing it out tonight, and it went horribly wrong. I'm gonna have to look into why that happened after the stream. Priority was getting the stream back on the go, you know, because it can't be very good, can it? Joining someone's stream, and I've joined streams before where the quality is absolutely tragic, but they just carry on. I'd rather end the stream, take a breather, sort it out, and, you know, back to the show, innit? In a way that's watchable. So I hope you do appreciate that I did just, you know, call it quits for 5 minutes while I sorted out the issues twice. And we are now back, you know.
Yeah, well, it's all right, Steve. All I'm going to do is let Pusa, Green Bay Wacky, and all those know that you've had technical problems tonight.
Yeah, okay. I'm sure at some point anybody who's been live streaming has had some sort of technical difficulties. Yeah, Pix's channel, it's all sorted. I've downloaded a new plugin for OBS which lets you divide Skype calls up into each individual window. It started off as problematic, then it became untenable. From then, the stream was not watchable at all. We just had to sort that out. Came back, and obviously there was no audio for Jay or Eagle. Now that's sorted, and we're back. Part 3 is now underway. Right, so I hope you enjoy and whatnot, and me and Jeanette Pickering can sit and talk about crab sticks and beetroot once again.
I see that Nick says everybody I know that uses OBS has issues.
Yeah, it's not perfect.
No,
it's far from perfect, and I mean that just got shown, you know, as it was. I think one of the main issues would have been Skype actually doing the calls in a much higher resolution, and it was just literally killing my bitrate for OBS. Not only what I was downloading, but the main thing with OBS is your upload speed. So essentially I was uploading, you know, my video in 1080p and trying to stream in 720p, and OBS couldn't handle it, my internet speed couldn't handle it. But Google Hangouts only does calls in 720p. So yeah, okay. So hello to everybody in the chat. Hello, James Ward. I hope you're still with us. Nice to see you. Tonight we're talking about all things YouTube, all things drones, all things how to make videos better, and all things bad about OBS, apparently. So, Eagle, then, you were saying about, you know, you're hovering around the 2,400 mark on the subscribers. Why do you think that is?
Because I haven't been going in live streams and supporting everybody. You know, I thought to myself, now I am choosing which channels to support. If after the page, I lost 65. So I thought to myself, if I enjoy the content, you know, if people say, "Oh, I've supported you in the chat," I wait until the live stream's finished. Then I'll go over and check their channels, and if I enjoy their content, and then I will support them. But I'm not just supporting anybody just for the sake of getting numbers, because I think now to survive on YouTube in this day and age, you have got to have decent content that people do enjoy watching. If you look at your analytics and you are getting, if you put like a 10-minute video up and you're only getting 2 minutes of watch time, that tells you that your content isn't a watchable content. You might think it is, but if people are only spending 2 minutes watching it, is it worth it? No, it isn't. So instead of being a numbers game, it should be watch time, how long your supporters or subs are staying with you and watching your videos.
Yeah, now, there was that time, wasn't there, we was going to do the live stream on your channel, Essentially, there was that issue where you couldn't stream on your channel, and we decided to do the stream on my channel. You know, just off the cuff. You know, loads of people in, all great people who had been visiting live streams for a long time. You know, good people. A lot who I'd met through Pewter Studios, Eagle, and the Canadian Drone Hub. And then obviously everybody who's in the chat right now, we've had interactions throughout these past few months while I've been like fully active on YouTube, because I set up this channel, I did a video or two, and then I left it for a few months because I knew I didn't have the time. I just wanted to make sure I had that name that I wanted, then no one else could take it away. I'm just going to say hello to PMDB Live. I'm often in his live streams, and I often talk trash about beating him at PS1 SmackDown.
Can I just interrupt you then, please, there, Steve?
Yeah.
He's another channel, you know, Paul, great guy, but I never know whether he's still going to be on or not because he keeps on changing his mind. I'm not doing any more live streams, definitely. I've had enough, all these trolls. And then you go on next day, and what happens? He's live streaming.
Yeah, that is a hot topic.
I think he's it's because he's Scottish. You know, that's the only thing I can put it down. You know, but now I believe he's not Scottish; he's Irish because he never knows what to do.
Okay, I'll say hello, Dr. Fishing and Travel. Nice to see you, mate. We've had a few technical issues; they are now resolved. So, Jay, then, what was your favourite location to visit so far, and what is your next location that's on the hit list, right, that you really, really want to go to?
I think my favourite sort of location is Aria Binbrook. From coming from a Forces family back in the day, I've spent a lot of time there in history there over the years, taking pictures of the odd lightnings that used to fly from there. Yeah, so I've always been fascinated about the place in some way you don't forget. As for next location, this Saturday we are at RAF Woodall, doing a part 2 for the places that we haven't been to yet because it's so big. I think we're over at the Thorpe Camp sort of side, looking around some buildings around there, doing some video, which will be interesting because I've got Siobhan with me as well on Saturday, so that'll be nice. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, man. Well, I actually got some footage from Binbrook, and I wanted to do like a full history feature of it. And I'm willing to bet you'll know a lot more about the history than I will. So if you're on board, mate, I want some of your insights, mate, and we'll team up on that video if you want to do it.
Yeah,
does that sound like a plan?
Yeah, it's a good plan.
Are you up for doing some? Are you up for doing some narration?
And there's so many places to go to there as well because it's so vast. I've done a couple of small videos on the bunkers, which I've covered up to now, running for a couple of weeks. I've got so much more to cover on it, H blocks and other bunkers and ammo dumps, and loads of stuff to come. So
you were saying about some underground bits as well, weren't you?
Yeah, there is in the H blocks that I haven't seen any videos of. The underground bunkers in there. I don't know why. No one's braved it yet, but I think I'm going to have a crack at that.
Yeah. Do you reckon you'll be able to get in there, or?
Yeah. So just finding a way in from the camp end. Yeah, I should be able to get in. Yeah, it's open anyway. There's no breaking in or anything like that. The doors are open.
Yeah, man. Well,
it's just straight walking.
Yeah, Pix's channel's just commented. Going to be good when we go to the ski village, aerial views, and yes, indeedio, I can't wait. That will be in around January time, maybe February, but teaming up with you for a video will be very good, and I'm sure at the end of the day we'll team up for a little whiskey as well. Hello out the heel, Stephanie. Sorry, I didn't see you in the chat before. Me and Jay, our friendship goes back about about how long, mate?
Is it 2005?
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, we're talking about 12, 13 years. Jay used to do karaoke DJ, great singer as well. He's done like singing shows and whatnot. And I used to show up every Monday, absolutely devout, for a good karaoke session and do, you know, Frank Sinatra and Spandau Ballet and all that lot. You know, used to do the same songs every week.
It was gold.
Always gold. Always that's life, right? You know, yeah, and occasionally a bit of Robbie Williams. Yeah, so our friendship goes back a long way, and my mum notified me that you was doing explorations and drone footage and whatnot, and I just couldn't actually resist messaging you like, we need to team up on some video, mate.
Yeah,
and since then, obviously, you've let me know, you know, you are quite new to YouTube and whatnot, and I've been trying to help you every step of the way with that, you know, get you introduced to good people on here. So everybody in the chat, if you've not checked out Jay's channel yet, please check him out, because he's putting out some great videos, and there is going to be collaborations as well with me and him. So if you enjoy my videos, then, you know, you're going to see Jay more and more of me in his videos as well, because that's how I roll.
Yeah,
I do love a good team up. Sorry, mate.
Loads of places to go out there. Loads. I've even got a little book what I've started with, ready with a little list in it of places to conquer.
Yeah, man. Well, the thing is, I actually have like a notepad on my PC, and every time, you know, I see a video and I think that looks interesting, whatnot, and I do my own research as well, and I write these locations in, and I'm like, I need to visit there. I look up, you know, see how other people got in, and, you know, but one of the main things is most people don't have the drone footage, do they?
No.
So it's like, you can create, the way I like to do them vlog videos where I'm doing the explorations and talking on location and whatnot, I like to, you know, fly the drone about halfway through the explore, so I sort of have an idea of where the drone needs to be looking for the footage, and then use literally about 30 seconds maximum of drone footage for the location, like 3-4, you know, wow shots as I call them, where, you know, you just establish your location from the air and then introduce it from the ground, you know, like that vlog style 2 video that I did of was it Thornton Abbey? I mean, straight after the intro there's that establishing shot of Thornton Abbey. Did you see that?
Yeah.
And it was like, whoa, even I couldn't believe how good that looked. You know, sorry to like blow my own horn, but that's how I like to do the videos, you know, where it's like blow you away sort of footage, you know.
As I'm learning along the way, you know, maybe you can use the drone for like thumbnail pictures, what nobody else might even think of. You know, just for like if you're doing buildings, doing like a shot of the building just off from floor level. You know, looking down, just, you know, just for that something different.
Hello, Media Videos. I hope you're all right. Is saying hello, Jay. Do you know
Hello,
Media Videos?
Right, Glenn.
He's one of your friends, is he?
Yeah.
How do you know Media Videos then?
Glenn Fletcher, photographer from Cleethorpes, does a lot of photography in the newspapers, local newspapers and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
Even in Telegraph. Yeah.
Cool. You're looking quite like doe-eyed as you speak to him, like, you know.
Yeah, he's all right. He's a nice guy. I've known him for a while now, and often pop round for a cup of coffee and stuff at his house and have a catch up and stuff.
Yeah, man. Talk drones.
He does more for sort of the photography side of things, really.
But is he like quite well known around here? Is he?
Yeah. Around Grimsby and Cleethorpes, yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, he does his own postcards and things like that. In fact, if you look behind me, and just sort of on the wall there, you'll see his postcards.
Yeah, man.
That's his postcards.
Yeah, I see him.
So, Eagle VP, then, you're starting a new set of streams called Gramps on Tour, I believe. So,
yes, that is right. After last night, yes.
So, who else have you roped in to?
I'm keeping that strictly close to my chest because everybody says they're going to be out. So got to be very careful in letting the victims know when I'm coming.
The victims. I will stick up for Eagle and say, you know, he is a good house guest and he is litter trained as well. So he will drink. He will drink your cupboard dry though. So watch out for that.
Yeah, but you was on the hard stuff. I was on the coffee. And look, another one. Nick said he's emigrating now.
Tommy Robinson News says something very interesting. Say if there's a yellow vest protest shutting the Humber Bridge down in January, would one of you guys be up for filming it on a drone? I think I'd be very up for that, to be fair.
Yeah, so would I.
I don't know if you've seen my previous videos, Tommy Robinson News. I have actually done a full history video of the Humber Bridge before. And from the bank alongside the bridge, it's absolutely fine to fly from there. As long as you keep your safe distance from the bridge, you can film pretty much whatever you like over the Humber. So, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So please keep in touch and let me know if that is going to go ahead, because I want to be there. And I'm pretty sure there's many people who'd want to drive me down there. I'm sort of quite self-assured, you know. I don't drive myself, but I am quite self-assured that people are happy to drive me around just doing my bidding. You know.
Yeah. Yes, we are, Tommy.
Yeah. I'll check them out. Are you guys on Twitter? Tommy Robinson, I am on Twitter, mate. I think it's views _ UK. You know, it will scroll across the text at the bottom at some point. And I'm also on Facebook. If you search Ava UK, you see how my name is on the screen. Search that in Facebook, Ava UK, and you'll find me on there, my page. And you can communicate with me on there as well, just in case you was wondering. So these yellow vest protests are going a bit crazy, aren't they?
Yeah, over in France there was. I didn't know there was having them over here. So
yeah. Apparently they've already gone to Belgium, and there's been a few in Canada as well. Apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is yeah. Equinox Photography Bristol says, I hear Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook are merging. Yeah. I'll tell you what, you ain't got many good friends, have you, Eagle VP? Because,
no, I haven't.
Baz Burton's saying I'm getting landmines put down if Keith comes here.
Oh, you know who your friends are, don't you? Definitely.
Equinox Photography says they're going to call it You Twat Face. That's pretty good. That was pretty good.
Yeah,
you set that up well.
Yeah, are you heard that news that Gatwick's been closed, shut down to a drone on runway?
I haven't heard that.
Minute, but stuff planned for the 5th of January. Oh,
was that? Yeah. Small
so
protest.
So whereabouts are you from then, Tommy Robinson News?
Yeah, Tommy Robinson. We are very keen, very interested in what you're saying, mate. To be fair, I've just given you a blue wrench, mate, because you seem genuine. I'm getting good vibes from you. Like I say, I would like to communicate with you. I'd like to know where you're from to begin with, because if you are fairly local, mate, I'm happy to plan a meet up and an explore some location, you know, and just to catch up. There's many things on YouTube, politically and whatnot, that you're sort of not allowed to say. You do have to keep that off YouTube, unfortunately, especially on live streams. A lot of people, I'm not monetized anyway, but there's a lot of people getting demonetized, deplatformed for, you know, freedom of speech lately, and it's no good that people are getting silenced so often. But that's the way of things, so you have to keep it fairly clean, because all it takes is for a few people to take offence, and next thing you know, your channel's getting all sorts of, you know, warnings and restrictions and possibly bans as well. So, yeah, and Patreon's just as bad for it as well. was someone on Patreon who's had their Patreon account removed for saying a bad word. He apologised for it. It was taken out of context, and without telling him what he'd even done wrong. That wasn't even on his YouTube account or social media or anything. It was some like secret recording of him in his private life. And Patreon completely removed his like monetization, for his YouTube thingy. I'm not going to start naming names, but that is the way of things now. If you're on YouTube and you're getting monetized and that, they will like look into your private life and they will sort of, scope you out. That is the way, unfortunately. So what do you think about that, Eagle? How YouTube's now sort of policing people's sort of private lives, and so's Patreon.
Well, yeah, it's that's the way of the world, isn't it? I mean, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, they're all the same, because you have got a lot of idiots. That it was like in the day of the LCBs, great for getting in touch with people, but trolls spoilt it, didn't they? Like trolls spoil YouTube because they pick out certain channels and they go for them. But then, you just take no notice. You block them. If they come in, you just get rid of them. It's like if you don't like somebody on your live stream, as you chat talking, you've got the power to close that box down.
Yeah, but the thing is with trolls, mate, some of them have 30 or 40 accounts. So you block one, they just go, sign into the next one. And if they do take a dislike to you, or they think you're having a good laugh, they're like a dog with a bone, mate. They don't drop it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been trolled when I interviewed Wild Presentations. I got 47 dislikes. And there was a lot going on. We didn't have like, the chat window box up then so much. But when you look at it and you think to yourself, if you take no notice of them, they'll soon go away. If you acknowledge them, then they're going to come back because they know they're going to get to you.
Yeah, that just justifies what they do, doesn't it? By reacting and sort of giving them exactly what they want,
Well, if you don't react and just take no notice, they'll soon go away because that's what they want. They want a reaction from you. And when you give them that reaction, then you are asking for trouble because they'll keep on coming back.
Yeah. Well, I did a live stream one time. I think I was on like 26 likes, 0 dislikes. And after I uploaded, I remember just, refreshing, just checking analytics and that through the night. It's about 6 hours later, just refreshed the page and whatnot and went on it. 10 dislikes. Just like that. So somebody with 10 accounts must have gone on there and just disliked the video over and over again. And you just think, wow, that's quite sad. But that is the way of YouTube. They do nothing to stop it. And you just have to get on with it, don't you, Eagle?
Yeah. I mean, it's the same on Facebook, isn't it? The bullying and all this that goes on, especially with teenagers and everything. And you think, well, if they don't take any notice, then they will go away.
Yeah.
But when they get you and you do take and react, then you're asking for trouble, aren't you? Yeah, it's like anything. If you let somebody might say, like I have done tonight, because by the looks of it, I upset Paul with what I said. But to me, I said I was sorry because I didn't realise what I was saying about it. But some people take it all to heart and they're offended. Whereas if you just let it, rub off, then get on with life. Life's too short to worry about other people.
Cheers, EBRFPV. Hey, hit the like button twice for you to compensate for these dislikes you got. I don't actually have the live stream window up. I can't see the likes and dislikes, but if you haven't done already, please feel free to hit that like button if you're enjoying the stream. Feel free to heavily dislike part 1 and 2. and I'll have no bad feelings about that. We're now on part 3. So I was going to do a guide video on OBS a few weeks ago, and I didn't. And it's a good job because right now I'd be getting ripped. You know, you're doing OBS guide videos and you can't seem to get the basics right. So, yeah.
Yeah, but it is a big learning curve, OBS.
It is. And OBS is an unwieldy beast. There's so much you can do on it, and there's so much that can go wrong. Trust me, there is so much that can go wrong with OBS. You only have to change one thing sometimes, and it puts 5 other things out, you know, when you're not setting it up right, which obviously I haven't done. So, Jay, you were speaking about potentially live streaming in future. You know, do you have any sort of plans to do that soon, or is that something that you're just sort of in the planning stages for at the minute?
I wouldn't mind sort of spending sort of like a night at Skidbrook Church and doing a live stream of what happens there, and see if anything, you know, spooky sort of happens or anything like that. I think it'd be quite fun.
Well, so you're going to camp out then, are you then, Jay?
A few people, it'd be ace though, wouldn't it, Eagle?
Yeah, yeah.
Like some candles and just whatever, you know.
Yeah, I'll fetch the Chinese then.
And the whiskey.
I was going to say I'm going to fetch a few live chickens, but become the problem.
Yeah. But you never know, dear. You know, it has got a history to the place. Recorded on video many a times, and audio is moaning and stuff like that. It's been used for devil worship, and it'll be a good start, wouldn't it? You know, for people to be watching, see what happens. You never know.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen, Jay, but I went to Nettlehammer Mall and I caught a very strange apparition on camera. To this day, I don't know what it was. All I can assume it was somebody who was there with us. And it was Haunted Adventurer, who was meant to be on the stream with us tonight, that encouraged me not to actually remove the video and re-edit it without that bit in. And encouraged me to do an analysis of what it was as well. So he's not with us tonight. I've tried getting in touch with him today, but you know, I'm going to wish you all the best, mate. I hope all's well, and that there's nothing bad that's happened as to why you can't join us. But I just thought I'd shout you out. His link is in the video description, right? So feel free to check him out. And we have got plans to team up with him as well, the Aerial Views and Histories crew, for more, you know, videos and explores. And he's very knowledgeable, very nice dude.
Did you find out what then, Steve?
Pardon?
Video. Did you find out what it was?
Nope.
No.
Nope, still unsure, mate. But Haunted Adventurer Andrew went there the week after, and he set his cameras up in the same locations and whatnot, and he said he was getting a lot of weird anomalies. You know, I don't know if you've been to Nettlehammer Mall, mate. It's a very, very odd location. There is like a video of it playing in the, like the preview reel. It was built in like the 1500s, right?
Oh, really? Yeah.
Burnt down in the 1920s or 30s. Owned by like the Hall family, who had ties to the royal family and everything. And there's practically no history that exists for it apart from a sort of general date it was built, who owned it, literally just the Hall family. That's the only information I could find. And even the date it burnt down is contested. And it has like underground tunnels, cellars, and it's like a proper hall. It's a huge building, and it's just like a shell that remains. And, you know, parts of these tunnels are still accessible and everything. And it's really easy to get in as well. And, I mean, it's just outside of Lincoln.
Yeah, it's definitely a place I'd like to go then. For it, and guys.
When you're walking through the woods around that area, like, and then you just get through the trees and it's just there, covered in, like, vines, and there's trees growing out the walls and everything. I don't know if you've played the game Tomb Raider, but it reminded me of that. I'm not kidding, like one of them temple ruins or something in the middle of the jungle. Very similar to that, mate. It's just dead odd. There's like these massive iron gates at the front, And more's known about them gates and where they came from. They came from an old church that was like demolished, and they know more about the gates than the house itself. It's a really, really odd place.
Yeah. Oh, isn't it?
Pardon?
It's bizarre.
It is bizarre.
The house itself, for being so old, and I've no history, no recorded history.
Very little recorded history, yeah. They're not even entirely sure when it was built, when it burnt down, you know, or any activity that went on there, you know. Just very, very odd place. But while we was there, we had no sightings or any weird feelings or out like that. It was just a normal explore. But then in the footage afterwards, I'd edited it all up, and it is so easy to miss. And it was a friend who pointed it out about a day later after I'd uploaded it. And then when I saw it, I literally just, like, my face went like grey. It is proper weird, mate. And in this, like, 15-second bit of footage where I'm introducing the location, this figure just appears out of nowhere, clear as day, through past this doorway, right?
Yeah.
And
is it like a shadow?
Yeah, but it's like not a shadow either. It's very clearly defined, and at the same time, there's orbs, like literally these flashes of light, all parallel, like zooming, like in this weird straight row. And then there's this other light that goes wobbling really slow. And it was like an overcast day. There was no like light shafts or anything like that where a fly could go past and light up. And it goes like that. And then as it goes towards the tree, it creates like a black flash on the tree. This weird like orb of light. And if you look really close, I mean, I didn't even go into this on the analysis video, but a few other people have sort of broke this video down. And just before this thing appears, like this shadow thing in the doorway, there's like 2 trees that are growing out. And for a split second, and I've actually freeze framed it and like zoomed in, and it's a very clearly defined face. And it looks very similar to me, right? It's very, very odd, sort of just like appears from behind the tree and then disappears back again. And then this thing walks past, and there's these orbs just going absolutely crazy. Very odd, mate. I recommend you watch the video, mate, because it is a very odd... You know, the full original video's up there with a full explore, and there is an analysis video of that one specific bit as well. I honestly don't know what it was, but all I can assume it was someone was there with us, because it's very clearly defined. This.
Did you feel it then? Did you feel somebody there with you?
No.
Did you feel
nothing. And straight after that moment... Kev was there with me. He was holding the camera. I had my own camera. Lauren had her camera. And there was Angie, his wife, as well. And we all split up with cameras. And there was nobody there. There was one way in, which was this perimeter fence. Like one of them construction type fences. Yeah. Where someone had popped one of the segments out of the base. So there was only one way in, one way out. And this, whatever this was like a doorway, right, with one doorway bit there and then one doorway bit there with like a pillar in the middle, and it just comes out of there, but not that bit.
Wow.
Honestly, mate, it's really odd. I recommend you watch the video. I don't mean to keep
a lot of shadows.
Yeah, and in the chat, you know, Baz Burton says, Steve, you had a lot of orbs floating around on that video blog. Yeah, and I mean they don't really appear anywhere else in the video either, which is really spooky. Equinox Photography, I will put a link in for anybody who wants to watch it, because I'm still puzzled to this day.
Might be worth another visit, Steve.
Pardon?
Might be worth another visit.
There is plans to revisit. Yeah, definitely. I'm not going to put a link into the full video, but I am going to put a link into the analysis of it, because that goes into great detail, playing in slow-mo, zoomed in, inverted colour, everything like that, you know. So I'm just trying to bring that up to get the link to it to put in the chat for you guys if you want to look it up. So, Eagle, you've seen that bit of footage, haven't you?
Yes, I have, Steve. Definitely.
What do you think to it? Because a couple of people have called me an outright fake. Right. Which I was expecting, mate, to be fair.
Yeah.
You know,
there is an explanation, is there? You know,
there has to be.
Because it was someone in a black, a black figure, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, that's all it was. So who goes around dressed in a black cloth?
There you go. I've put a link to that video in. The analysis video. There is the full Explore and drone footage video on there as well.
Yeah. And I mean, they didn't just disappear, they moved away. So if it was an apparition, they would just disappear into thin air. Whereas that, whatever it was, moved to one side and got out the way. So, you know, to me, it's unexplained, and that's it. That's all you can put it down to, isn't it, at present?
Yeah, but, I mean, I can assure you right now, I'm good at editing videos in a way where it's cutting clips, putting them together, adding soundtracks, but actually editing in objects and things like that, I have no clue how to do that, you know. And I have no reason to do that either, you know. And it's very clearly not edited, just because there is other movement in front of it and whatnot, you know. I ain't got a clue, mate, but I think we do need to sort of get off that topic a bit now. I have dropped the video link in. Are you just watching that now, Jay?
I'm just actually looking for a picture. I've got a picture.
Oh, okay.
When I had a bin fire, you know, to get rid of some old rubbish.
Yeah.
I like the spirit sort of side of things, and I've got a picture of a baby sat in a bin in a fire. But I'm just trying to look for that now, and it's kind of spooky, like. But you can clearly see on the steel bin a picture of somebody sat in the fire, which is kind of nice. But yeah, I do have an interest in that sort of thing. It's kind of nice, you know. We always want to know, don't we, if there's something else out there, and yeah. Yeah,
well, Eagle VP's got a project ongoing. I don't know if he wants me to say about this, but I'm going to say about it anyway, where he wants to do a video where he basically gets video clips of people. He'll ask them a few basic questions about, you know, what do you think happens after we die? You know, is there an afterlife? You know, them sort of questions, and then edit it together from loads of different people's viewpoints and everything like that. You know, and I'm on board for answering that question. You know, and he wanted some good drone footage of a cemetery and that. And as he mentioned it, I was like, dude, I've got to screen share this with you, mate, because you've got to see this footage I got of Grimsby crematorium and cemetery. And he was like, oh yeah, that's the footage I want. Yeah, it's probably like, yeah, man.
And I forgot to take my stick down with me yesterday, didn't I? So I've got to still get it.
Yeah.
But I've been doing this project for a year, and I still haven't got it finished. I've edited it, re-edited it, and I'm still not satisfied with it.
Yeah, man. Jeanette Pickering says, I never believed in the afterlife until my mum died. That's a very similar story to me, to be fair. I always believed there was no afterlife or anything like that. Close family member of mine passed away. I don't want to go into too great detail about it, but on the same day, several family members all had encounters with him, clear as day, all within the space of like 24 hours, all in different locations, all independent of each other, including me, right? And that can't be coincidence, unfortunately. And it was clear as day, the encounter that I had. And it was sort of a life-changing encounter, if you know what I mean. And since then, I've had to accept that in some capacity there may be an afterlife of some description, whereas before that, I really didn't believe there was. That's as fair as I can say it, but I think some people do have encounters, and that does change the outlook completely, you know. Hello, Newfound Drone Productions. Hello all. Awesome stream. Glad you can join us. We did have some technical difficulties. I'll keep mentioning that. You know, I am ashamed. You know, you brought shame to the channel.
No, you didn't. You just technical addition.
Yeah. Okay. Jeanette Pickering says, we were on holiday and a robin came in as my mum had a wicked sense of humour it pooped on our veranda. Okay. I'm unsure as to how that relates, but thanks for sharing. You know, I like to share stories of crab sticks and beetroot in times of hardship. But yeah, here we are. So, do you have plans to meet up with any other YouTubers to collaborate or do any other streams with outside of the Time with Gramps then, Eagle VP?
Yeah, because I'm meeting up with you, and I'll meet up with Jay and Andy, and we've got an invite to go over to fly with the Yorkshire Drone Seekers now. You know, Pixie's invited us. He says, when's the Cleethorpes Grimsby Drone Seekers coming over? So we'll have to go over.
Have you ever had any sort of encounters with the paranormal, Jay?
Yeah, I lived with a ghost when I was up to 4-year-old. As mad as it sounds, I have quite a lot of experience with ghosts and things that I see. If you don't mind going into all that sort of thing, like it's
interesting.
Yeah, I'm interested.
I lived with a ghost up to, like I say, up till I was 4-year-old, and it used to be like a black figure of a man with a trilby hat, and he used to stand by the window. And I always used to be frightened at 4-year-old. You do, don't you? And I used to sleep with a pillow over my head. And I never really realised who that man was. And going through some photos that I've received over the years of ex-family members gone by and stuff like that, I actually found out it was this guy. Don't know if you can see, but it was the man on the top right. I don't know if you can see that, actually.
Hold it in front of the camera for a second. It should change the exposure.
So it was the man. The one on the right would be my dad, and the one on the left, on my left, is the man who was there. That was the man. Strange, isn't it?
Yeah, man. What, clear as day?
Yeah, I just knew it was him because I just felt it was him. And this was only a few years ago I got this picture. So that's kind of freaky, but yeah, I do pick up on energy left behind and things like that. I do have quite an interest in that sort of thing. But I work nights in the security business, and I've seen some really weird things in the sky and stuff like that, and shadows. But that's all I mainly see is shadows, like dark energy, like dark sort of shadows. But yeah, I love it. The weirdest experience I ever had was when I was working one night at 3 a.m. I got hit with a white flash on patrol, and I couldn't explain this white flash. I was stuck in this white flash for what seemed like 10-15 minutes, and I started to get my eyesight back. Everything started to blacken up, and it was kind of scary, really. And when I run back to where I was working to rewind the cameras, there was nothing on it. But that was kind of freaky. That was the most scariest experience I've had. But being held into a white flash and not being able to move and see in any direction outside is freaky.
Did you have missing time?
I don't know, because you just don't think of that at the time. You know, but it was kind of weird. And I don't think I'll ever experience that again. It was kind of strange, but I do see a lot of white balls in the sky, and a lot of other people will see them as well. More and more people now are seeing white balls in the sky of light and just gradually disappearing.
I've seen one myself. Me and my missus both saw it.
More and more people see that now.
Yeah. I was staying with my sister, with my mum, should I say, in Leeds. My sister's house. You know that like nice house that Sarah's got. My mum rents it off her now, doesn't she? And basically, yeah, there is Leeds Airport nearby, right? The sky was completely clear. You could see the other planes all moving the way there was. And this weird orangey light, literally, really, really slow. And I was like, is that like an helicopter or something, like far away? It's moving slow, and it's lower than the other planes. And it was just moving really slow, like crazy slow, you know. And out of nowhere, after about 5 minutes of just moving really slow, just went and just disappeared. And it was like, me and my missus were both like, what just happened? You know, it was like, what was that? You know, and sort of like just, I've always got like a critical mind for these things. I thought maybe it was one of them Chinese lanterns.
Yeah.
Maybe, but it didn't flicker. It was just solid light, you know.
Yeah. I've got a friend who studied that for 30 years, put 30 years work into trying to work out, spends a lot of time at Rendlesham Forest and studying things like that. And he reckons it's propulsion systems that give off the light. The new technology. No, I'm not saying UFOs and spaceships and all that sort of stuff, but like new technology, free energy. You've heard of what's that?
0 point energy.
Yeah, element 115, which Americans have had for a lot of years and stuff.
I'm sorry, I'm not pulling that face because I'm in disbelief, but this should have been titled The Tinfoil Hat Stream Part 2, right?
Yeah.
If you ever want to come on the Tinfoil Hat Stream on a Sunday night, Jay, you're more than welcome. Anything goes in there. Anything goes, right? And I've already got a few subjects lined up for the next one as well. That I was sort of as soon as the stream ended, and then me and Craigs got talking, and it was like, oh, why didn't we discuss that? And why didn't we discuss that? And that's all right because I wrote them all down, so I'm ready to tackle them. Literally, the stream's going to start, and it's going to be like, right, what about this, right? You know, and go straight into it. You know.
Speaking of drones, obviously, you know, we have a lot of military drones. We have over 1,000 military drones all over the world. And one night I was working, and I have military trackers, radar trackers, and civilian trackers. And I had a prop come over the gatehouse I was working at, and I couldn't find anything on civilian or military radar. So it was obviously a drone heading back to Waddington, sort of way, you know, proper drone.
Well, here's one for you. Let's tie together two themes at the minute. You were saying about you like Binbrook.
Yeah.
But there was that incident at Binbrook, wasn't there?
Yeah, with Captain Schaefer.
Like they caught that weird like radar blip, didn't they, over the North Sea? Yeah. And they thought it was some Russian stuff going on.
They sent a QRA out for it, and the first pilot who went out for it was the gentleman called Captain Schaefer. And he went to intercept this, what he thought was an unidentified aircraft. And when he got there, it was like a bright light. And some reason he lost all communications and contact with RAF Binbrook. And when they went, he went and ditched. And when they went to recover his aircraft, his canopy was still closed.
Yeah.
When they recovered his aircraft.
And that can only be opened from the inside, can't it?
My uncle was a warrant officer at Binbrook at the time, and when they recovered the aircraft, there was a lot of stuff on the aircraft that had been swapped and changed, and not a lot of people know that. When it came back to Binbrook, it was put into one of the hangars, and nobody could see it. But yeah, they never found the pilot.
No. Yeah, that is very, very strange. So I'm just going to catch up with the chat a little bit because I have been neglecting it a little bit. Pixie's channel says, just watch that video, Steve. Very freaky stuff. And yet, when it was pointed out to me, honestly, mate, my face must have gone a shade of grey because I didn't feel very well just watching it back, thinking whatever that was. Yep, I was on the Weston-super-Mare Road A38 and Bridgewater, ran into figure in the middle of the road, no bang or damage to the car and no sign of the figure. Okay, wow. Baz Burton went to go make a drink. Real police talk. How's it going, buddy? I'm sorry, I've only just caught up with the chat. Nice to see you, mate. Equinox Photography says that happened on 2 occasions. The road is well known for being haunted.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Darwin Droning says, I have a video of the moon at 125 zoom with some strange object passing over it. Now, just to go off topic really quick, my friend has got one of them really high zoom cameras. He showed me a picture he took of the moon, and undoubtedly there was this disc over the moon, and you could see the shadow that it cast as well. Like, very odd. Very odd things happen with the moon. You know, I'm saving it for the tinfoil hat stream, I think. You know, that's going to be my response to any of these, you know, UFOs or anything like that. Jeanette Pickering says, we're heading off to bed. I am honoured you could join us, Jeanette Pickering. Much appreciated for sticking around for so long. And I'll catch you in your stream very soon. If I'm up that early, I do work late nights a lot of the time. Sometimes I'm just damn lazy.
6 o'clock, like this morning when he went to, well, that's when they finished drinking, him and Kev.
Hey, yeah, but I was up at like 10:30 and I'd done all my Christmas shopping today, so I can function, right? Gina Bizarro Ghost says, love the accent, it's bloody awesome. Thank you very much. It is just a general sort of English accent. Unless you're like one of these chavs and it's like, oh mate.
You're right.
Oh mate, I need 50p for the phone box, or, you know, or the bus or something. You know, they always come up with something like that. So Equinox Photography Bristol says, on another occasion, a group of us were in Vassell car park on our CB. 6-ish in the morning, there was a light fog above the grass about 2 feet high, and we all seen the same figure hovering. That's very odd. Gina Bizarro's Ghosts, it's 3:30 p.m. here. Yeah, I was going to ask where you're from, sorry, but in Astoria, Oregon, as I look down the chat. Equinox Photography says, Vassell again is well-known, is a well-known area for being haunted. And there is a lot of places. I mean, Skidbrook Church is notorious, isn't it? There's meant to be that ghostly monk, satanic activity, and all sorts of other sightings and whatnot have taken place there. When I was there, I didn't see anything. I didn't even get a creepy feeling being there. It was quite pleasant walking around there, to be fair. Apart from that giant pentagram drawn in the middle of the floor in the church. But you think, well...
I'll tell you what, Steve. I'm definitely not going with you two, because you'll sacrifice me, won't you?
Yeah. It'll be all these people you're threatening to visit, Eagle. They'll pay me off. And then I'll have to do a tinfoil hat stream all about it.
Yeah.
It'll be one big conspiracy, you know, and I'm caught up in the middle of it. Oh, I don't know. I do like a good giggle about these things, but there is a lot of strange things that do go on that are sort of unexplained. And I've followed the UFO phenomenon thing for a very long time, and I could speak about that till the cows come home. But I will save that for Sunday night. I will be streaming with Crags another tinfoil hat stream. So if you want to join us and talk all things UFOs, flat Earth, general conspiracy theories. No, flat Earth for me has been 100% debunked. I won't be told otherwise. You know, that is one conspiracy theory that I'm not on board with. You know, in any capacity.
I thought you believed in the flat Earth theory.
No. Right.
So is the moon flat as well then?
No, the moon's round. The moon isn't.
So
the moon isn't in between the clouds. The moon's out in space.
Yeah,
so's the sun. It's not.
So why do these flat Earth people think the Earth is flat?
I'm not sure. Generally, with very flimsy, sort of homemade, concocted experiments that prove pretty much nothing to their own benefit. And generally, any sort of scientific evidence to the contrary, they'll say it's fake, it's made up, it's CGI, or the maths don't make any sense. But I think in most cases, it's like if you don't understand it, it doesn't necessarily mean it's not true, right? Yeah. And that applies in many cases. I'm not saying anybody who believes in flat Earth is stupid. but I believe some flat earthers are quite misled, and they will stick to the guns over anything. I do have a friend who believes in flat earth. I'm still friends with him. You know, I don't discriminate if you believe in flat earth. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. But he comes up with some very flimsy arguments that I can debunk in seconds. And essentially, he'll go, oh, no, that don't make any sense and whatnot. And all you have to do is just get a pen and paper out and do the maths. Well, what about that then? You know, the maths doesn't lie. You know, you know, maths is the universal language, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, yeah.
So, do you think the Earth's round then, Eagle VP, or are you one of these flat earthers?
No, I'm not a flat earther. I believe, you know, looking at the pictures they took from the moon, showing the Earth. You know, I mean, we do live on a fantastic sphere, fantastic Earth. You know, I mean, it is a beautiful place to live. It's just that the way man is destroying it. I don't mean just big businesses. I mean, I was out the other day, a van stopped in front of me to let the passenger get out. The passenger got out in the middle of the road, and he must have been to McDonald's, and he just shoved his litter straight on the road as he got out the van. Now, to me, would he do that in his own home? No, he wouldn't. So why do it and just leave it there? You know, I mean, I looked the other day, was it, or the other week, where all that rubbish was dumped up near Tesco's, you know, the roadway, that lay-by. Somebody dumped about a ton and a half of rubbish up there the other week. You know, and I think, you know, why? All right, I know you've got to pay to get rid of waste, but why just dump it there? And then me, you, and everybody else who pays council tax has to pay for that to be taken away.
Yeah, and I mean, for a long time, living at this place where I'm at now, obviously I've got my own bin, and there was a guy who was living downstairs, and as soon as he moved in, you know, give him a knock on the door. Hi, my name's Steve. You know, if you need out, give me a knock. One thing I will say is, you know, you will need to get your own bin, because, I mean, we're always struggling for bin space anyway. And if you think there's going to be room for your stuff in our bin, there ain't going to be. I will give you the heads up right now. But you continue to keep filling it up and whatnot, and we'd end up with just bags and bags of rubbish, which I'd have to get on the phone to me mate. I need to do a tip run, mate, you know. And that's it. There is a local tip. You go there, you can have a set amount of stuff you can throw away every day. You know, just go and do that. What's the point in just ditching it all over the bloody road or down some alleyway somewhere? It could be anything, couldn't it? You know, so when the council have to get a clean-up team and whatnot, you know, they're on like full danger pay and everything, aren't they, to clean it up? It costs them a fortune to clean up fly tipping, mate. I'm not kidding. For the sake of someone saving 10 minutes or 20 quid or something like that, it'll cost the council thousands to remove that.
Yeah. But don't forget, we pay our council tax, so it's the council tax payers that really pay it. You know, the rates go up or the council tax goes up, and yet you look now how prevalent that is. Fly tipping is. You know, and I'm pleased now they've got litter wardens in Grimsby and Cleethorpes. It's about time, you know. I mean, because people, it's a disgrace to see the rubbish. I mean, you go along that M25 around there, every lay-by, these foreign lorry drivers, they get out and, of course, they, you know, have the plastic bottles and they just throw them about.
Yeah, man.
So
sorry,
that's another
I'm just
subject.
saying hello to PD Tech, sorry. You know.
Yeah.
It's all right. Yeah, I do agree, mate. The fly tipping thing is a big issue. And people do turn a blind eye all the time. I used to live in a house down Ladysmith Road, and there was an old lady who lived next door. You know, I won't name her name, but she was absolutely lovely. She was going on for like 90 years old. I'm not even kidding. One of the most lovely people you'd ever want to meet. She'd sit out in the garden in the summer, you know, with glass of lemonade or whatever, and I'd go out and pull up a chair, and I'd sit there for hours having a conversation with her. She just had loads of information to offer. But she used to tell me about the nightmare tenants who used to live in the house where I was, who'd literally just bring the bags of rubbish out, lobbing them over the wall into the yard on the back of the alley where her business is, lobbing them over into her yard, and she had this little pond, and they just lob them big bags of rubbish into her pond, you know, with fish in it and everything. And you're just like, and no one would do anything about it because it's back gardens. The police don't want to turn up. The council don't want to do anything about it, and people will just litter.
Yeah, but they won't do it in their own homes.
I don't know. From what I was told, these were absolute tramps.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Some do, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
I know when I used to deliver TVs for Rediffusion back in the old good days when the people used to rent TVs. And I went in this one house in Scunthorpe, and they must have had 60 cats in the place. Oh, it reeked.
Yeah, and cats do give off that really... It attacks
Strong,
your nose, doesn't it?
yeah,
It attacks
yeah.
your senses and makes it hard to breathe, and it gets in your clothes. And that smell of cat wee is very... It's not good. When I lived at a house on Richard Street, there was a young couple who lived next door.
Yeah.
And they had a habit of just rescuing, right? I'm using that as a very loose term. Rescuing cats, right? Sometimes buying them for very cheap. Sometimes, you know, on Facebook, we've got a cat, you know, we can't keep it anymore or we're moving. They take them in. And they had this pile of rubbish in the back garden that just kept piling up. So whenever the bin was full, they'd just go out in the back and lob the bin bag on the pile. It started to stink. And, you know, I'm telling, you know what I mean, the landlord, you know, because they own both the houses, something needs to be done about them, mate. I'm not kidding. I've told them to the face they need to clear that rubbish up. Even if you do a tip run every few days, you'll get through it. You know, oh, no, with this weird... He wasn't very... I don't think he was all there, him and his missus, but the stunk. And, you know, I don't want to be, like, discriminating in that sort of way. I don't think he had any actual disabilities or anything like that, but he wasn't very bright, you know. And when they finally moved out, you know, I remember speaking to the clean-up team who was there getting rid of all these bags, you know, and they said, you know, you should see it in that house. There's bin bags just piled up in each room and whatever. And while they're removing these bags, they found 2 dead cats in that bin bag pile. And you're just like, how can people live like that? I mean, sometimes my house gets a little bit messy. That's all right. As soon as you get the time, you clear it up. You know, if it ever got to a point where I'm stacking bin bags up in my rooms, that's when you know you've got issues. You know, you know. So what's your views on that then, Jay? Have you ever had any terrible neighbours?
Yeah, I've got a neighbour from Hill at the moment.
Oh, right, okay.
Terrible, yeah, really bad. He smokes cannabis, and you know, I've no objections to anybody who does that sort of thing. You know, each to their own. Whatever anybody does, you know, that's their life. But the smell of it just comes through the house, and it just stinks so bad. You know, when you've been at work for 12 hours to come home, and the cannabis is just stinking the house out, and your clothes stink of it. Obviously, with the job I do, I can't have that sort of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
But he does, and the house just absolutely stinks. And he's got a dog, and the dog barks every hour. So when I'm working nights and I go to bed at 7 a.m, the dog's barking every hour. So that's why, if you will look at my videos, you'll see everyone in my videos.
Welcome to my latest video.
Have you seen the size of my bags in my videos?
Oh,
so good.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
That's why. So, you know, I know.
So, Eagle VP, what's the worst neighbour you've ever had? Let's have it.
I can't say I've had any bad neighbours because when we sold our house when I was 30 years of age, and bought a park home up on Listers at Epperstone Residential Park, and we lived up there for 30 years. It was like going back to how the neighbours used to be. We used to borrow each other's sugar, go and get the tea bags. I mean, many a night I sat out with my neighbour and his wife on their porch, drinking bottles and bottles of whiskey in the summer and spring. They were the good old days, but one of them's passed on and the other one's moved to Doncaster now. But I've had a great life, really, because I mean, I only used to work, as I said, 6 months a year. The rest of the time I had off.
Yeah, man. Did you used to sleep in at that point till 11, 12 dinner time,
No, I've always been an early riser. And like last night, I came home and did a few things on the computer to what that live stream, and it was 4 o'clock when I went to bed last night. So I can, the only thing is, because I was driving last night, I missed out on the fun, didn't I?
Well, you was welcome to stay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know I was. Yeah,
should have drove home and got a taxi back, Eagle. It was a right school.
Yeah. Well, if I'd known you was there staying up drinking until 6 o'clock, I mean, so did you finish? Did Kev finish the JD bottle?
I think by the end of the night, it pretty much got through it all. Yeah.
Yeah. And what about you? Were you spiced rum?
I think I did about 3/4 of the bottle.
Yeah. Oh.
which is all right.
Yeah.
But if I'm honest, working down the club, it gives you a great tolerance to alcohol. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Go on, Jay. What are you going to say, mate?
You've always had that.
What? that strange sort of like never seem to get drunk sort of.
Been that way.
Yeah.
So how many do you just drink spirits then, or do you drink lager?
I'm on a nice Hobgoblin Gold at the minute.
Yeah. Oh, so
and they haven't paid me to say that. I thought I'd just say there's no paid advertising.
How many can you drink then, Steve?
How many what? Hobgoblins?
Yeah, or whatever.
I could probably manage 1 or 2, and then I'll move on to JD.
Yeah.
And then that's when the fun starts.
Yeah. So does Lauren drink at all then?
Yes.
Yeah.
But not as occasionally as I do, to be fair. Generally, through the week, I will take it steady, but obviously we're company last night. I know Kev likes a good drink, and it's very easy to get carried away. Some weeks, I'll not have a drink all week. Don't bother me.
Yeah.
In the past, I'd say definitely about 5 years ago, I was going through a very tough patch, and I did used to drink all the time, and I thought, I got to a point one day where I was like, I need to dial it in, because I'm going to end up dead. So now I think what I do is quite tame, even though I do drink more than I should. But yeah, I never drink before I'm flying a drone, though. I will add that in.
No, I hope so. I hope so.
No, I've never flown drunk.
Yeah,
that's something I won't do. So what's your favourite tipple then, Eagle? While we're on the subject,
a nice malt, single malt. Anyone, I like any single malt. Or gin now. I like gin, the different flavoured gins. I'm not a beer drinker. I do like 2 pints and I'm anybody's. One pint of Nuki Brown and that's it. But spirits, I'm all right with.
Well, I'm sure Jay will remember back in the venue days when I was 18, 19. I used to buy them bottles of wine, didn't I? I used to love me wine. And,
I like wine, red and white.
I used to buy wine by the bottle and ask for a pint glass. And that's how I used to drink them. By the pint.
So is Jay a big drinker then as well?
No, not at all.
Not at all. No.
Probably maybe once a week maximum. If that's probably about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never drink when I'm out because or if I go out for a meal or I go in a pub, it's blackcurrant and soda with ice.
Yeah.
But when I'm at home, I do like a drink. You know, I might have a couple of glasses of wine a night. That's it. The only time I do get a few is when we do live streams with Pixie, or when I'm around somebody's. If I'm not driving, I'd have stayed till 6, 7 o'clock in the morning.
That's what we do, though, isn't it? Have a live stream.
Yeah. Well, we're having one Christmas Eve. We're doing. We have one at New Year's Eve, where one channel starts and then another one takes over after about an hour and a half, and they do it, and then another one takes over for the New Year, letting in the New Year in, and then we carry on till 5 o'clock in the morning when our Canadian East Coasters, it's their New Year. So
that's good.
Yeah, we're going to do that. So you're welcome to come in and join us.
Well, I'm coming for the chat because I'm working Christmas Eve. I'll come in for the banter. Not a problem. Yeah.
Well, that's what it is. It's fun. The banter. It's the fun, you know. And if you want to come in for 5 minutes on the phone, you know, you come in.
Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, it'd be fun.
It's just that it won't be done through Skype. It will be done through Hangouts. Because we don't like these technical issues, do we?
Yeah, but everything's, you know, you've got to, everything just takes a little bit to start, doesn't it?
Yeah. Or the best stream I've ever had, Jay, is Pixie and Jeanette came over for the weekend from Sheffield, and me and Chris, we absolutely got stoned. Couldn't even see the writing. But what a night we had! We had a fantastic.
Sorry, Eagle. Did you just say you got absolutely stoned?
I got absolutely pissed.
Oh, I thought you said you got absolutely.
Yeah, you know, absolutely best night I've had for a long time.
Yeah.
I thought you said you was getting stoned, Eagle. Sorry, mate.
Yeah. Well, stoned or pissed or whatever you want to say. Yeah, it was a good night. I mean, last night was a good night because you and Kev had a few by the time I'd running down the stream, and it was getting, you know, we could have taken the conversation a long way, you know,
to some very shady places.
Yeah.
And the thing is, after the stream ended, we kept on talking about all sorts. And I went, "Why did you end the stream, Eagle VP? This is gold."
Yeah. Well, it is, but you've got to. It's like you've got to write down topics and make this, because it says in YouTube, create an event. So you've got to stick to topics and make them interesting, and then people will stay in.
Yeah, man. Few new people just came in.
He's seen who's just come in.
Yeah, Lever Guns just came in. Gaming with Whiskey. I hope you're well. We're on the topic of drinking and getting hammered. And you know, you're more than welcome to join in. Tell us your favourite tipple. And I also do another YouTube channel called Absolute Bar Steward, which is hosted at the Yardbirds where I work with a co-worker of mine called Beth. And we come up with crazy cocktails, do drinking challenges, and generally just get hammered on camera and just talk absolute, you know, I can swear on stream, but I try not to. But on them videos, there's no holds barred, anything goes.
So where can we see those then, Steve?
I'm going to put the link in now for Absolute Bar Steward, okay? So if you want to check out them videos, of which there is many, and they are a good laugh. So, feel free to check them out, okay? So I'm just going to search that up right now. And for a while, we was quite obsessed with fire. So we was doing loads of flaming ones and whatnot. But probably one of the worst ones that we did on that was called the Prairie Chicken, which is a double gin, salt and pepper, and then you crack a raw egg into it and neck it in a wanna. What do you think to that?
Yeah.
And these are all on the videos.
Yeah, and
I'm
how
just
many
finding a
subs you
link
got
now.
on that channel then?
85.
Cool. You should be promoting that channel. I bet. Whoa.
We also did. Do you know what the Carolina Reaper chili is?
No, go on then.
It's the world's hottest chili.
Yeah.
So a jalapeno rates on the heat scale at around 2,500 to 5,000 Scovilles. That's like the heat measurement for chilies.
Yeah.
And these Carolina Reapers are Guinness World Record hottest chili, and they can measure up to 2 million on the scale. And we bought 2 bags, which was 16 chili pods of these Carolina Reapers dried. Ground them all up. Bought a full bottle of chili sambuca. Mixed it all in, let it simmer, sieved it all out, and then we did a full shot of that on the stream, on the video, should I say. And I tell you what, that was absolutely killer. That was one of the worst pain that I've ever experienced in my life. So that, in the chat, I've just posted a link to the Absolute Bar Steward. So please, check that out when you've got some time. I believe every video on there is extremely good, right? Some of them are fails, but we roll with the punches, and we just basically get up to all sorts of mischief. So yeah, check that out. And on there we do get very, very drunk as well. And there's no script. I don't generally do scripts, unless I'm doing a history video, and then I do have a loose script that I follow. Like a written essay that I write myself and just loosely follow it. But in general, live streams, Absolute Bar Steward, there's no script. Anything goes. As you can tell, we've discussed bad neighbours, UFOs, weird lights in the sky, ghosts, and the paranormal, and we're still going just yet.
Yeah.
There's still time for more yet. Okay.
Oh, dear.
So it's a late night stream, this one.
Well, by my standards, mate, it's not particularly late at the minute. I don't generally go to bed till at least between 3 and 6 in the morning. But then, obviously, when it comes to work and whatnot, it's better to stay in that sleep pattern, if you know what I mean. It does wreck you when you're constantly changing sleep patterns. It's not good for you. It's better to stick with one. Just make sure you get a bit of sunlight now and again, your vitamin D. Yeah. Otherwise you're just a pale shut-in,
I'm off to pop off very soon anyway, Steve.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, you did say before the stream, didn't you, that you was going to tap out about 12 o'clock. So I think that will be about ideal, I think, to sort of round up the stream and whatnot. So that's all good anyway. Like, I'm really pleased that you've come on. And I mean, the first time I've spoke to you sort of like outside of just Facebook Messenger, whatever, was literally about 8 o'clock today. And it's been an absolute pleasure, mate. I'm not kidding. So anybody who's in, please check out Jay's channel. His channel is linked in the video description, so check him out.
Yeah, it's been brilliant, and Eagle as well. We're all gonna have to hook up and have a day out and have a right laugh, and anybody else as well who's watching or following or whatever. It'd be ace to just all have a mad day out together. And
here's one for you, Jay. Would you be up for a meet up at RAF Grimsby / RAF Waltham?
Yeah, I've got a video on that. That was my first drone flight ever.
Yeah. It's really easy to get on there, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just wander on. There's loads of gaps and that just to walk in, isn't there?
Yeah.
And there's loads of dog walkers and that as well, isn't there, on there?
Yeah. So do you know Jay's address then, Steve?
I don't know his address now.
No. Oh, so just send us your address, Jay.
On the Facebook chat. And we'll,
on the
we'll be on it.
Yeah, private message, because and then you might get a call from Gramps on the road. to interview you.
He's coming round to drink you dry.
No, this house.
He's like, you got a double chin and a raw egg by any chance? Steve said it was all right.
Yeah, it'd be good though, to all go out and
Yeah, it would.
Mario and have a meet up and and whatever, do drones or exploring. Waltham's a good place. There's plenty of space for drones.
Yeah, man.
I'll tell you what, a good meetup would be over the weekend at Yardbirds when they're doing the bar the bar videos, wouldn't it?
Oh, we do them midweek when no one's about.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, you'll have to let me know. I'll have to come in then.
Well, the thing is, if you show up, mate, you're taking part. That's the rules.
Oh, no, I'm just being a filmer. The cameraman.
No, I can do the camera weight myself, mate. You just set it up and press record. That's it.
No, different angles.
Different angles. We don't need any different angles.
No,
it's
it's
right
all
there.
Steve. I'll use my bus pass that I've never used.
Oh, blooming heck. So, yeah, I think the meet-up would be ideal early January. And
yeah,
I'd love it, mate. I really would. We'll pick a day midweek, ideally.
It needs to happen as many as possible.
Yeah, man. Get Crags involved.
Yeah.
Andrew as well, Haunted Adventurer. And we'll all meet up on there and just have a good old jolly. Bring your drone. Let's have a flight. Let's have a good catch up, and we'll get some good videos out of it. Hello, Canadian Drone Hub. Great to see you. I'm always honoured when you can drop in the stream, mate. Much appreciated. And if you haven't subbed to Canadian Drone Hub, it's highly recommended. Great supporters of the entire YouTube community at large, especially the drone community. Have you encountered Canadian Drone Hub before, Jay?
No, not yet.
Yeah, I'd highly recommend subbing to them and checking out the live streams. It's a great way to connect with people, see great drone videos. People will watch your videos, and if you like the stuff, subscribe and whatnot. And I'd say most of the people in the chat right now I've met through the Canadian Drone Hub.
Yeah.
And
Great,
they are
great.
great. They are great for the community. And every time they drop in my stream, I always say, Canadian Drone Hub. Roger and Kim and Val. They are
absolutely
top
great.
dollar. Yeah, really are. Yeah, man. So Jay, you're after getting off, right? You're at work at 5 in the morning or whatnot.
Are you at work at 5, Jay? Cool.
Yeah, up at 5. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
up at 5. Yeah. Okay.
Last day tomorrow, though. I've got a couple of days off, so we're going to go out exploring Friday and Saturday this week.
Where are you thinking about going then?
Saturday is going to be Woodall Spa. I've got part 2 that I need to get off. With some buildings that I've not explored yet. Friday, I'm not sure. I wouldn't mind hooking up Friday with anybody.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'll get in touch. I'll get in touch with Crags, right, about Friday. If we can do a little bit, in the day, just for an hour or so. I am keen to do it, mate. I'm keen to meet up. But obviously, I can't guarantee out. Obviously, it's busy as what down the club at the minute. And it's whether I can get lifts and whatnot. And it's just generally a bit of a ball ache trying to do anything at the minute, and obviously Christmas coming up and whatnot as well. If not, mate, then straight after New Year, mate, I am game for really getting my teeth stuck into some of these like locations and whatnot and meetups. Just literally cranking out great videos all the time. That's what I plan to do straight after New Year.
Yeah, it'd be brilliant.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm up for it.
Yeah, if I can just say thanks as well to the people who subbed me tonight. That means a lot to me with the channel and that. And it's great to chat to so many tonight. And Eagle as well, thanks for the chat tonight.
Eagle VP's the dude.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it. Yeah, I don't know why, because they all dislike me on it. Baz Burton going on about landmines and Nick saying he's gonna be out, and everybody. And if I go over to see Chris at Sheffield, I've got to take a bottle of JD's now. So yeah, and then I upset Paul earlier on, but I only speaking the truth.
Yeah,
because every day he's closing his channel down.
Yeah, so I am going to say me goodbyes now. Thanks to the Canadian Drone Hub for coming in. Thanks to everybody who's been in the stream tonight, interacting with us, watching us just generally natter on about all sorts, and actually taking part in that. And there will be a tinfoil hat stream on Sunday night, 10 p.m. UK time, 5 p.m. Eastern time, where me and Kev don the tinfoil hats and talk all things conspiracy theories. And I've got some good subjects lined up, right? And the last one, I cut it short at like 4 hours 20. That's how much stuff we had to talk about. And I've got more, way more than that now. Very interesting stuff. So thanks everybody.
I look forward to that.
Thanks everybody for being here. Thanks to Eagle. Thanks to Jay. Awesome guys. And like I say, their channels are linked in the video description. And I'll catch you all again real soon. Thanks for persevering with the technical issues earlier on. And normal service has been resumed, and will continue. Okay, so good night, everybody. And I'll catch you all again Sunday night, if not in somebody else's stream, okay? All the best.
Thanks a lot.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Eagle.
Bye, Jay.